Very good morning, everyone. In this video, I am going to give you an overview about molecular dynamic studies, what actually these studies are. As per your syllabus, it's not required to study much more detail about these studies, but yes, every one of you should have an idea what are these studies, how to conduct these studies, what is required to conduct these studies, and what information we can get from these studies. These molecular dynamics means movement. So we are analyzing the physical movements of atoms of particular molecules and why these studies are important. Uh, if you recall your basic knowledge about biology, you will find human body is made up of cells, and these cells are not in a dry state. These cells are in liquid state. These cells are surrounded by extracellular fluids, and that fluids contains your ions, your water molecules, your nutrients. These are the actual environment, and in that actual environment, these atoms of particular molecule are interacting with each other. These molecular dynamic studies are helpful to analyze the physical movements of atoms of particular molecule in that environment. And that environment we are creating by using the high computer facility. And these dynamic studies are depends upon your Newton's second law, that is, a force is equal to mass into accelerations. You have to be fix the systems, and in that systems, your atoms are there. Then you have to be apply a force to get analyzing the information about the physical movement of atoms. You have to apply a force, and that force applied force is equal to whatever the mass of the atoms multiplied by accelerations. This accelerations is equal to your velocity with respect to time, and you will get an informations how your molecules are behaving particularly in that environment. These molecular dynamic studies, there are different steps are there to perform a molecular dynamic studies. But you have to understand first to perform a molecular dynamics, you have to be create a system before simulation. So you in systems building, you have to be prepare a molecules, you have to be define a box whether you are going to use a rectangular or orthogonal depending upon your experiments, and then you have to be solvate the systems, and depending upon your experiments you have to decide which methods you are going to use for the solvations, and then you have to be do the ionizations, neutralizations or minimizations, then you have to be equilibrate the system. These are the all these steps. When you will do practically, you will get much more information about these steps, and after preparing of these molecules, you have to be run for a simulations, and after simulation what informations you will get, you can calculate various parameters like RMSD, RMSF, radius of gyrations, potential energy, principal component analysis. So number of parameters you can analyze in the particularly analyze the physical movement of atom. In drug discovery, you can use these techniques to study the interactions of your molecule or best ligand towards particular target. Practically, I have seen the molecule that are showing very good dock score in docking studies actually fail in a dynamic studies. So it can happen, and most commonly freely useful tool to do a dynamic study is GROMAC. You can just type in a Google GROMAC tutorial, you will get. But to run a GROMAC, you should have a Linux. You can't run these molecular dynamics in a window by using a GROMAC. There are others commercially available tools, softwares are also like Embers or others. But GROMAC, you should have the Linux. It's a command base, and to simulate a system or to run the file, you should have a high performance computer facility. Otherwise, it's very difficult to run a simulations for longer run, and it's required if you want to see the actual behavior of a physical movement of atoms, then mostly the journal will ask you at least you should run these dynamic studies 50 nanoseconds or 100 nanoseconds. And to run 50 nanoseconds, you should have the good computer facilities. Thank you. I hope you all get an idea what are these studies and what informations we can get by conducting these studies. Thank you.